Praise be to Jesus. Hi again, everyone. Charles here with you, and it's time for your latest Catholic news briefs. Church Militant confirmed Saturday that Father Paul Kalchik, pastor of Resurrection Parish in Chicago, has fled his parish and gone into hiding one day after two chancery priests threatened him that if he did not get psychiatric treatment, Cardinal Blaise Cupich would ensure he'd be taken away by police. The full frontal attack took place this evening, and the attack resulted in me not saying the evening Mass nor leading the Rosary Benediction, Father Kalchik told Church Militant Friday night about the confrontation with Monsignor Dennis Lyle and Father Jeremy Thomas, both vicars for priests. The vicars for priests, acting on behalf of Cardinal Cupich, confronted Kalchik just as he was leaving to say 6 p.m. Mass, asking to meet with him privately. Kalchik refused to meet alone, instead gathering parishioners to be witness to the exchange. Lyle and Thomas made clear that they were on an order of Cardinal Cupich, who insisted that Kalchik be sent to St. Luke Institute for his psychiatric issues. Both vicars for priests had also, only days before, threatened that Kalchik could have his faculties removed if he failed to comply with Kupich's orders. The orders came after parishioners burned a rainbow flag that once hung in the sanctuary back when Resurrection Parish was designated Chicago's gay parish. Well, there's um, a lot of backlash going on here in Chicago. They're organizing protests out in front of Holy Name Cathedral, which is the flagship church of the archdiocese, and just a couple of blocks away is the offices of Cardinal Kupich. So um, there's a video I was just watching by Michael Voris at Church Militant, and unfortunately, I'm not allowed to put that here for you to see it because I've been told by Church Militant that I can't do that, and I told them I wouldn't do it again. So, um, but that's the second link in the description box if you want to look at that. There's really a lot of disturbing information. This church back in the 1980s was under Cardinal Bernardine, um, was like Chicago's gay parish, and there's a lot of um, it's a 7 minute video. There's history there that's very disturbing about what was going on. But anyway, if you're interested in looking at the video, you can just click the link on, and we'll move on here now. New York's Cardinal Timothy Dolan is reportedly trying to leave his post to become new head of the Equestrian Order of the Holy Sepulchre of Jerusalem. Well placed sources inform Church Militant he possibly wants out of New York before the New York State Attorney General Barbara Underwood gets too deep into her sex abuse investigation of the Archdiocese. Underwood announced September 6 that she had subpoenaed personal files and records related to clerical abuse from all 8 Catholic dioceses in New York. The leaders of Romania's influential Orthodox Church has urged clergy to promote the traditional family ahead of a vote on whether to change the constitution to specify that marriage can only be a union between a man and a woman. Patriarch Daniel called on clergy and believers to promote the blessed family formed of a man and woman in a sermon posted on the church website Monday. Romania holds a referendum on October 6th and 7th after 3 million Romanians signed a petition demanding a constitutional amendment redefine marriage, which is currently defined as a union between spouses. Groups advocating for equality for same sex couples have condemned the referendum, which needs a turnout of 30% to be valid. Romania doesn't recognize same sex marriage or offer legal protection to same sex couples. The bishops of England and Wales have announced an independent review into the church's abuse prevention measures in the two countries. Ahead of their Ad Limina meeting in Rome, the bishops said they will spend the trip reflecting on the abuse crisis that has hit the church in recent months and will raise their concerns with Pope Francis when they meet with him on Friday. Our visit, then, has a penitential heart. As in communion with bishops throughout the world, we seek forgiveness from the Lord and grace for our future ministry, the bishop said. Today we have decided to ask the National Catholic Safeguarding Commission to commission an entirely independent and comprehensive review of the safeguarding structures that currently operate within the Catholic Church in England and Wales, they added. Importantly, we will seek to ensure that the voices of the victims and survivors of abuse through the Survivors Advisory Panel established by the NCSC fully inform the review and its recommendations. You know, when I read these kinds of statements from bishops and cardinals, or especially like a group of bishops like this is, you just sit there and go, well, they're just words, because so often what's coming out of their mouth doesn't match their behavior, or at least their past behavior. So, you know, um, instead of just believing what we hear all the time, which we all have a tendency to do, we really need to keep track of, what people actually do. Because what they do really is 99.9% of it, really. It doesn't really matter too much about what comes out of a person's mouth. I mean, that could show an intention, a true or a false intention, or a smoke screen, or, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why, people twist things and whatever. They tell people what they want to hear. I mean, there's all kinds of things there. But what speaks truly of a person's heart is their behavior. It's very much so, and that's where I think the vast majority of Catholics just don't seem to be able to um, um, see the discrepancy between what the Pope says and what the Pope does. They just don't seem to be able to make this connection and see how they're disconnected and they really oppose each other. Again, this is called Peronism, named after Juan Perón of Argentina, who was a master at this, telling people what they wanted to hear, or, getting out his message out his mouth, but his behavior said something totally different. So they came up with this word Peronism, which they applied to the to Pope Francis. Well, that's all I have for you right now. So we'll talk to you again soon. Enjoy your day or evening. Bye.